What's up everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Good evening and welcome back to the last video for today, which I wanted to make about Goldfinch, which might be a little bit of a weird choice, but I really felt like it needed to be covered. The last time I covered Goldfinch, for maybe that some of you still know, but I covered it when it just got listed on Coinbase. Back then those Coinbase listings were a really big thing. Not anymore, but Goldfinch was a big listing and it got pretty high. And back then it was already an interesting project. But right now, as you can see, it's on my watch list. I think Goldfinch is actually a great project. All right, I definitely think for the long term, this is a great investment. I should say that only 19% of the max supply is into circulation. So there's still a lot of inflation, but at a 22 million market cap, next bull market, it's a fairly new crypto. As you can see, has only existed since 2022. Has dropped down significantly, but that's also due to some inflation. Not a lot, all right, but at least some. But long term, I still think that even with inflation, with a 22 million market cap, I think you're at least going to get a 5x, probably even a 10x. That's why it's on my watch list. But I really think, I mean, you should definitely check that out. It's a really interesting project, all right? It's about, it's a decentralized credit protocol, and that allows anyone to be a lender and not just banks. So you can also lend out your money, for example, to businesses in emerging markets via crypto. So that's a great thing. I think that's a real utility of crypto throughout the world. Borderless, permissionless payments, right? So definitely check that out. But unfortunately, this move does seem a little bit manipulated. I must say, I mean, I have to be honest with you. I would love to say that it's organic, but it doesn't really seem that way. There's no real news about it. I mean, as you can see, it's active, it's being developed. I think it's a great project, as I said, but this move doesn't seem organic. All right, if you look at the 15 minutes, you can also see that there were huge moves in a matter of 15 minutes. A couple of them, maybe, see, this looks more organic right here. This is probably organic, staying up here. But it does seem to me that we have now dropped down to this $1 level. There's basically like two things that can happen. This level right here between or around $1 is pretty strong. So if we can actually stay above that for the next 3 days or something, so pretty long, but we need that. We really need that for me to say that we could get back up to 1.16 and 1.2. If we can stay above that level for 3 days, I think we can actually have a second smaller run up to 1.2. But I think it's way more likely that we'll stay on top of $1 for a little bit and then eventually drop down to 92 cents. Take a break retest and slowly start trending down towards this 85, 83 cents area and consolidate from there. I think that's more likely. That doesn't have a lot to do with Goldfinch. It has a lot to do with my experience in covering bull runs like these, spikes like these, and what happens afterwards. And apart from that, the market circumstances right now. Let's be honest, we're in a bear market, and we're pretty low in the ranges of a bear market. So in prices at least. So it's not looking great, but as I said, long term, I definitely do think there's a light at the end of the tunnel for Goldfinch. So that's my analysis, some insights on Goldfinch. If you do have any questions about it, feel free to ask me down in the comments. But for now, I'd like to thank you all for watching and listening, and I hope to see you all in my next videos. So make sure to subscribe. Bye.